Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 21st, 2021. Strong hand, long term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Unconfiscatable. All right. Hello, my elite friends. I'm offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. If you have questions, I have answers in motion. 5-digit realm, baby. So type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. Okay, 31 Bitcoin make you a millionaire today. Oh, there's FUD in there today. The FUD court. Were you in line in the FUD court today? I wasn't, but I'm going to comment on some of the FUD that's out there. Link to below TikTok thing I just did. That was pretty funny. And yeah, and check out Sunday's show on the backup channel. Tomorrow noon is This Week in Bitcoin. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT. Retweet that thing right now, baby. That's the epicenter of the BitcoinMeister ecosystem. You go to TechBalt on Twitter, you know exactly what's going on. Now let's go over the good regulatory news in the United States. We'll get to that double spend FUD in 1 second, okay? 1 second, all right? But let's get to some good regulatory news right quick. Biden puts freeze on Treasury's proposed crypto wallet rules. So it makes you wonder why Mnuchin was trying to rush it through anyway on the previous administration. So the rule that was proposed by Mnuchin with the non-custodial wallets, if you don't own your wallet, they got to do all this reporting. That's been put on hold. Everything's been put on hold by the Biden administration. They're going to look over everything. That's great. Great. More bureaucratic delays. That's fine. Maybe at the very least, there's a delay. At the very least, there's a delay to this wallet thing. Maybe it won't happen now. Okay? So change of administration, been positive there. Now, a negative thing that's coming out, and we're going to get to another positive thing in a second. And people informed me about this, that Janet Yellen, this guy Howard Marks talks about an unrealized capital gains tax that Janet Yellen supposedly wants to do. All right, that's a wealth tax, okay? That basically is Elizabeth Warren. But in this article, if Janet Yellen really wants a tax on unrealized capital gains, okay, it doesn't say at what point it would go into effect. With Elizabeth Warren, it said if you had over $50 million in wealth, the wealth that was over $50 million would be taxed at 1% a year, which is completely ridiculous. Now, how does one, with this, it didn't say, well, if you've got $50 million or if you got $5 million in unrealized capital gains, it gets taxed at that point once it's worth more than $5 million at 1%. No, it doesn't give any specifics at all. It's very difficult to determine, how much you have in unrealized capital gains. Okay, and it really destroys the point of investing. So I don't think she's going to go. I don't think that'll be the first step in ridiculous taxation. Okay. I think we'll see that one coming, and to tell you the truth, it's a lot easier just to do a 1% wealth tax. A wealth tax is, and again, unrealized capital gains tax is a form of a wealth tax. It definitely is. But just to do the general thing, okay, we know you've got a house, we know you've got this, we know you've got that. It's definitely over 50 million. It's worth 51 million, so we're going to tax your 1 million at 1%. Okay, now that's horrible, also, but I see that coming down the pipe before this more specific and yet harder to determine tax. So I'm not too worried about it, guys. It's unfortunate Yellen is, if she's really thinking of it, that's. I guess her and Elizabeth Warren are friends. Pound that like button for not being friends with those dudes. Those are not friends I want to have. Now, value your time in halvings. So the other good regulatory news today, is that the CFTC chair steps down. Academic Chris Brummer in the lead to replace him, sources say. And apparently, Nick Carter says if he is confirmed, if Chris Brummer is confirmed, each of the OCC, CFTC, and SEC will be run by crypto-savvy folks. Gensler taught a class on crypto at MIT. Brummer wrote a book on crypto assets. Okay, so, all right, if you're going to have bureaucrats in charge of these 3-letter and 4-letter organizations, why not have them be a bit knowledgeable in cryptocurrency? There's your positive spin on it. These organizations exist. It's not a negative that the guys know about cryptocurrency. Okay, so there's your good news of your good regulatory news of the day. Let me just see if there are any questions. Oh yeah, and we're going to first of all, Sunday show. I just linked to it there. What is it? 123 No Scope said, "Bring on the FUD." Oh, I'm bringing it on now. I love cheap Bitcoin. Just bought more. This one Bitcoin will be worth more than a house one day. Yes, it will. You say hashtag 2032. 2032 halving, baby. Let's talk 2024 halving though. For you newbies that just got in, 4-year cycle. We're going to talk about what was going on exactly 210,000 blocks ago today. Oh my! It'll get your hands stronger, people. But that's coming up. So I don't know if this double spend FUD that came out today. I doubt this is what is made people sell. It probably made some people sell, but it was kind of there was a headline, I think in Bloomberg, that was a lie, and Cointelegraph picked up on it. So I'm not going to get into the technicals behind it. It was not a double spend. All right. Link to below is one expert's essay on it, and a Twitter thread by the great Andreas Antonopoulos. Now people are commenting on this FUD. This seems like FUD from not 2017. I don't remember any double spend FUD from 20. This is like 2013 style FUD. All right. If this is where the big boys play, if someone is actually putting this out there and spreading the rumor to lower the price so they can buy more, this is where the big boy. If weak hands are going to sell because of it, I don't think weak hands were selling en masse because of this. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on. I thought after the inauguration, everyone would be so happy. Oh, nothing bad happened, and the price would go up. No, I was wrong. The FUDsters are out. That's why you have a strong hand. But during these up cycles, we always have troughs, and I'm going to talk about a specific one that was going on exactly 210,000 blocks ago. How coincidental? More than a coincidence, probably. So, guys, I'm not going to get into the technicals of this. Read the Andreas thread. Read the essay. There was no double spend at all. It's another buying opportunity, as someone just said in the chat. So keep on doing the super chats, guys, and get my attention. I will answer your questions. So here is good news. This is eToro took this survey, so it might be a little biased because they want more Bitcoin buyers. Okay, I'll say that. But some of the largest and most risk-avert asset managers, including the likes of pension funds and endowments, are now looking at crypto as an asset class, according to research released Thursday by trading platform eToro. Now, pension funds and endowments, we haven't heard much about those. This is where the big boys play. They got a lot of money, okay? And they're on their way, dudes. They are on their. They're not here yet. They are not here yet. So imagine when they are here. And something else that the survey found apparently is that institutions, and again, those are institutional investors, but institutional investors overall really want a Bitcoin ETF to play with. Okay, they want that traditional thing. So, dudes, we've been talking about this Bitcoin ETF since 2017. I'm not holding my breath on it. This could be the year. When it does happen, whoa, there's going to be a lot of money rolling into it. And there's certain rules that regulate all these institutions that they can't actually buy the real Bitcoin. The only way they can touch it is through the Bitcoin ETF. Okay. If those are your rules, you go play by those rules. I'm happy. I don't have any rules governing me that say, Adam, you can only own Bitcoin if you buy it through an ETF. No, I get the real thing. You can't beat the real thing, baby. Now, pound that like button. So here's some noise. Oh, there was this wasn't dropping the price of Bitcoin. There's no who falls for this, but well, I don't think these people are Bitcoin holders that fall for this. These are altcoin cultists that fall for this one. Bitcoin Magazine. I'm just going to read what Bitcoin Magazine tweeted out, and you can figure out what I'm talking about, because I don't want to give it too much time. I've already given it too much time without being specific. A notorious fraudster has once again made headlines for bullying the Bitcoin community with legal threats. We wanted to remind you all that the Bitcoin white paper is MIT licensed, free for anyone to read, learn from, and host. We will host the white paper at bitcoinmagazine.com/bitcoin.pdf. Yeah, there's someone out there that wants to sue people that have the white paper on their site. Yeah, it's, people trying to get attention. I get it. That's something. Anyway, yeah, but bunch of noise out there. suing to take down the white paper. Very interesting. It was predictable. So some people just love to sue. I don't like those type of people, man. All right. Now remember, you can't sue Bitcoin, but you can sue some of these altcoins. And I found this thread very interesting by Jeff Dorman, who is at Arca, which is I've had David Nage on the show before. He also works at Arca. They're into all this DeFi, all these, diversifying your, that certain altcoins are great. Okay, that's their perspective. But this thread out there that if you go to Dorman, I don't know if I linked to it yet. I should have. It's JDorman81. That's who he is on Twitter. He's retweeted it many times, this thread. It's a very unique thread, and he could actually be onto something here about activist investors coming to cryptocurrency to take over coins. Okay, now let's go to the case of, we all got Mimblewimble coin for free because that was a crypto dividend that was airdropped to Bitcoin holders. Now there was one freak out there, at least one freak, that was like buying up all the MWC and was making us wealthy. You never buy anything that you get for free. Okay, but this one dude was buying up, or entity, whoever he was buying up all the MWC to a point where the people behind MWC, I think, were listening to him. Like, instead of having another airdrop of MWC, which would have marketed it to so many more people, giving it to more Bitcoin holders wanted a crypto dividend. They wanted more MWC. Well, instead of doing that, they catered to their activist investor. They airdropped the Bitcoin, MWC, to people who already held MWC. They gave them a dividend, an MWC dividend to MWC hold, and it was probably because this dude controlled so much of it. So extrapolate that onto EOS. Okay, Jeff Dorman says that EOS is, well, first of all, it's owned by Block One. Block One created it, okay? So you can sue Block One if you want to. They're real. Block One has a lot of Bitcoin. So Jeff Dorman says that, if you're an EOS holder, you are entitled to Block One's Bitcoin, that they should sell the Bitcoin and somehow give it to EOS holders, either directly or by them buying up EOS with the. I don't know how exactly they would do it. They would turn all the Bitcoin into EOS, that would pump the price of EOS, and then all the EOS holders their EOS would be worth more. So He's saying that EOS is a buy if you're an activist investor type, and that and he has pointed to, in fact, his organization Arca, they bought up a bunch of a coin called Gnosis, and they forced them to do something. They threatened to sue them. He's talking about threatening to sue EOS, by any means necessary, get EOS to liquidate their Bitcoin, which is Block One's Bitcoin. And so it will add value to the EOS that the activist investors only bought in because they were trying to force. So it's treating centralized altcoins like stocks. And in a sense, there is a logic behind it. It's a pretty vicious game he's proposing there, but it just shows you the difference between a centralized cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, because you can't even dream of doing anything like this to Bitcoin. It also shows you that people value their wealth in Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. But let me just see if I have anything else, any other notes on this very weird thread. Not weird. It's interesting. Maybe we are going to see this. He predicts that there will be traditional activist investors from the traditional financial world that are going to come in and do this to altcoins. All right, now I sent an email. I sent a DM to someone that says this. It basically can be summed up this way: treat centralized cryptos like companies, treat their coins like stock, buy a bunch of their undervalued coins, tell the people behind the coin how to run their business because you're a large stakeholder, threaten to sue them if they don't listen to you, force them to convert the company's true holdings, Bitcoin, into the coin in order to pump the coin and make the investors' investments pump. All right. And I think Jeff said, if you believe we, the collective investors, which is what he means by we, can extract the Bitcoin on Block One's balance sheet in any positive way towards EOS, then EOS is worth $5.77. So there's his, he's trying to gather support for people to do this and say, EOS is really worth $5.77 if we can act like activist investors here. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Compete, don't complain. You're innovating in that way. It's a prime example of why this altcoin thing can be freakage, man. I don't want to play. Who wants to play in that space? And yeah, you can get, if you're a dude behind it, if you create a company behind it, I mean, you're going to have to deal with some nasty stuff, apparently. Now, 210,000 block theory. On March the 13th, I linked to this show below, okay? It is a show from March 13th, 2017. It's very interesting. Between March 3rd and March 24th of 2017, Bitcoin dropped from $1,276 to $941. That's a 26% drop in 3 weeks. How odd. 210,000 blocks later, the same thing is happening, okay? Today is the equivalent of March 13th, which was during that drop from 1276 to 941, okay? March 3rd to March 24th of 2017, 26% drop. We're doing the same thing now. It's like the 20% drop over a time period that corresponds exactly. I mean, this is everything is cyclical. That's one of my sayings. If you believe in the 210,000 block theory, I mean, this is like, wow, this is pretty impressive. And so to reassure you guys, like saying, okay, Adam, so the same thing is happening. I'm worried. The same thing is happening. What happened after that, Adam? Well, less than 2 months later, the price had doubled to $1,932. All right. So the name of my video from exactly 210,000 blocks ago was beware of altcoin flavors of the month. Bitcoin drama day, Coinbase, Bitcoin dominance chart. Today was a drama-filled day, I wrote. Altcoins spiked like never before, and all sorts of FUD was being tossed around the Segwit debate. Everyone needs to take a deep breath and not end up buying something that is about to crash, meaning these altcoins. We are in a realm of irrational exuberance, when it comes to some altcoins. Fundamentals have been tossed out the window. Speculation is king for now. Namecoin and Quark were mentioned in this episode. So you know things were wild. All right, dudes. All right. So do you get it? I mean, I could say a similar warning today. We've been through this before. Watch the video. You should be reassured. I was not, I was a little bit more confident in Bitcoin's. I didn't realize how many altcoins were going to be created through the years. I did not see the ICO thing coming along, and that really diluting Bitcoin's dominance. So I said some things about the Bitcoin dominance chart that actually did not come true, okay? But who cares about the freaking Bitcoin dominance, because it was something I took more seriously then. Now, after all those freaking ICOs were created, and now after all these DeFi coins have been created, it's not as serious as a metric. Just putting that out there for those of you who watch it. So one other thing I want to say about Janet Yellen real quick. Led by incoming Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the economic policy team has signaled that it will be the first administration ever to construct economic policy around issues like race, gender, equality, and climate change, rather than around traditional indicators like gross domestic product or deficit ratios. Now, that sounds absolutely insane. It is, but woke bureaucracies are going to do what they're going to do. That's why you hold Bitcoin. That's not very good for the dollar. But as I said, she's going to focus on this feeling stuff, all right? And so if the media and Janet can point to like, oh, look, this oppressed group, we've written all these checks to this oppressed group, we've created these special Fed programs for these oppressed groups, and there's happyflation going on. It's happy. So what if this inflation thing, it's happyflation, because there are these new programs for oppressed groups, and people will buy into it because they're not trying. They don't care about gross domestic. They don't care about She says she doesn't care about productivity at all. Doesn't care about productivity. She cares about social justice issues, which is ambiguous nonsense. All right. So you can make up all sorts of terms that you want to. You can say you have done a great job based on metrics that aren't real metrics at all. Just like, yeah, we created 10 new social justice programs. Thus, we have happyflation. It's not inflation, it's happyflation, because they're all happy now. And we have 10 new programs. And look, and so many new government employees work for these programs also. So yeah, we're building the economy. We're growing the bureaucracy. This is very happy. So expect, like, they're not hiding anything. There are no real metrics anymore that people would, traditional financial metrics that are accepted across history. No, that's out the window. It's social justice metrics now, and she's not hiding it. So compete, don't complain. The way you compete is you get something that has nothing to do. Well, it does have something to do with what she's doing. It does it's the opposite. It's Bitcoin. You want the opposite. All right. Bitcoin is pure numbers. No social justice in Bitcoin. Pound that like button. 123 No Scope said, I've helped a couple people set up their trezors, claim their private keys, taught them how to manage everything, and that it's all about BTC only. Should I be charging for this? Yeah, why not? Dude, why not? You can. It's so helpful. They will thank you. They will thank you. You can charge for it if you wanted to. You can. I have. Definitely. And I still do for helping people set up their Trezor. If you need help, if you want a crypto consultation, DM me at TechBot or email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. Yes. So yeah, be in motion, be productive. People that I've consulted with are really happy over time that they listen to me and they set up a Trezor and I help them. And Johnny NY said he just bought 0.14 BTC at at $30,700 there. All right. And let me just see if there's anything else. Rave Elevator said, BitcoinMeister, you're awesome. Thanks for your great info. Hey, Rave Elevator. I'm from Baltimore City, home of some famous raves back in the day. Baltimore City was a rave place. I've been to raves before. I've been to raves in L.A., St. Louis, Detroit. Those were hardcore rave places back in the day. You can't double spend when you don't spend. All right. Yes. Thank you, DT45. And just seeing if there's anything else. All right. I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow, noon, This Week in Bitcoin, right here, dudes. Tweet this all out. See you guys. Thank you.